guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today we're outside by my yard tubs. If you're new here, each year I set up about 18 different miniature ponds or water gardens in order to breed fish and grow a lot of plants. Now I know I've been slacking lately on the videos, but in reality my personal life has been a bit upside down, so I have been focusing on getting out on the water, getting through quarantine, and really I have 99 problems, but my fish ain't one. So I thought today we would just do some quick and dirty updates on the tubs and some of the fish that I've added to the various aquariums down in the basement. Just give you quick updates on that. And then I'm going out paddling for the weekend. As always, I hope everyone's staying home and staying healthy. And I've really been enjoying seeing all the tags on Instagram of the projects you guys are doing around your yards and fish rooms. So please make sure you tag me if you found inspiration from anything I do. So far, everything's going really great in the tubs, in the fish room, and the greenhouse. So let's take a quick look. So first up, I wanted to show you guys some updates on some of the planters we planted a few months ago now, I guess. We planted a dwarf water lotus, and you can see that it is getting a flower, and it has certainly sent out lots of pads. And we've MacGyvered a time lapse to try and capture that flower bud opening. We will see if that works in time. These were some of the other planters we built. And all in all, everything is going really, really well. You can see that my Black Magic Taro has grown by gangbusters and is again a standout this year. It's really one of my favorite plants to put in those waterfall boxes that we make. And if you're new here, I build these waterfall boxes for less than 20 bucks. And they're just a great way to aerate. Now, one of the questions that a lot of you ask me time and time again is how to manage heat in these tubs. And I just wanted to show you guys the way that I manage heat in the tubs is by having all of this plant cover. Now, in our summer tubs, full sun is considered 6+ hours, and these all get about 8 or more. And by adding all these surface plants, things like the water hyacinth and even the azolla that carpets the surface, it provides a lot of insulation within the tubs and allows for that heat to stay trapped just at the surface. And then through the aeration, everything stays pretty consistent in these tubs. When I stick my hands into them, the surface is a bit warmer than the bottom, but down at the bottom is quite cool, and that's where the fish end up going. Now, it's easier in the deeper tubs to maintain a more stable temperature, which is why I really prefer these larger, deeper tubs than the more shallow ones for these sunnier areas. Everything is growing in leaps and bounds in here. I do need to get out and fertilize my water lilies. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see me go over that again. But so far, so good. And I'm not going to pull out the underwater camera today, but I may sometime soon in the future to show you guys just how many fry are in these tubs. Right now the tubs are a little low, and I think it's going to be a bit difficult to visualize them, so I'm going to skip that for now. But again, everything is doing really well. It's been profoundly dry here, and we really need some rain. As you can see, the levels of my tubs are getting quite low. So if Mother Nature doesn't intervene like it's supposed to this week, then I will have to top these off. Now, that is not problematic for my fish because my tap water has a TDS of about 90, which is relatively dilute, so it won't be shocking to the fish to have tap water added. If you have profoundly hard water, you may want to take caution with that. Let's go take a look down in the Hillstream aquarium as well as the 75-gallon South American where I recently added fish. This is a crowd favorite aquarium, my 75-gallon South American community of nano fish, or what I lovingly refer to as my 75-gallon nano. In this aquarium are housed a whole range of really neat little fish from South America, including these Apistogramma cockatoides triple reds, the barred pencil fish, some green neons, some otocinclus, some orange laser cories, and recently we added in some ember tetras. Now, the ember tetras have been in there only for a couple weeks at this point, though they were quarantined for about 3 months, and they're just starting to get some color. As time progresses, they will get a rich, deep, dark, coppery orange, and I really think they're going to really look beautiful against the green of the plants and be a nice foil to the green of the green neons and the black and white of the barred pencils. They have settled in really, really well, are super outgoing, and everything seems to be going along just great. Now, again, I am excited in time to see them color up and do more, especially on this black background with the green plants. They should get quite stunning. I think at this point now, this aquarium is probably fully stocked. It's certainly not at the capacity of what it could hold, but I find it to be to have really interesting activity on all levels. And one of the things that I really enjoy about housing small fish in larger aquariums is that you can really add larger numbers of each species to see a more naturalized behavior, as well as the interaction on the different levels between the fish. Because I have the pencil fish in here, the tetras and the apistogrammas are way more outgoing than they would be without the fish at the various levels in the aquarium. Let me know down in the comments if you guys set up tanks like this too. I'm currently working on writing a book about my philosophies of stocking aquariums like this, so hopefully that'll be done by the end of the year in order to offer to you guys. But as you can see, everything's going pretty well in this aquarium. Now up next, last week we added a bunch of flagfin shiners as well as rainbow shiners to my 150-gallon Hillstream aquarium. It has been 5 years since I started this aquarium, which is really hard to believe. And I think finally, at long last, it may be considered stocked. Now, I may still end up adding some more Lochi boys down in the bottom. But really, as we look around this aquarium on every level, on every nook and cranny, there is some sort of activity. And even though I consider it fully stocked, again, this is an aquarium that I could, in theory, fit a lot more fish. I think it's extremely successful, super engaging. The fish are just beautifully colored, active, and super, super fun to watch. Now, this is the aquarium that I moved end of last year in order for it to be at eye level. And I can tell you that every time I come down into the fish room, I just get lost watching it and looking for the creatures, as a lot of the loaches, especially the various coolie types, have made caves and structures underneath all the rocks, which are supported by egg crate to prevent collapse. The Borneo suckers, the shiners, the white clouds, the Daniocaethid or orangefin Danios. Now that I've added all the additional shiners, everyone is so outgoing. The entire top and middle column of the water is completely active at all times. And then all the loaches and the gobies in the bottom interacting with the rocks and the plants and the wood is just extremely, extremely satisfying. I still do think I would like to create another aquarium like this, but in a smaller size that's more duplicable by you guys. So let me know down in the comments if you would rather me do something like a 20-gallon long, or if you'd rather see a 55 or a 75-gallon. Any of those options are available. And in fact, I have some filtration options as well that I wanted to share with you that would be good for Hillstream aquariums. These are some of my favorite fish and aquariums to work with, though they can be difficult and expensive to source. So it's really important to me that I take into consideration what you guys would like to see. So as always, your input is extremely valued. Now, a lot of these fish are getting quite old, and many of them are considered annuals in the wild, but in the aquarium, they tend to live for about 5 to 6 years. So it's entirely possible that now that this aquarium is finally stocked, we'll have to start over from the beginning. Up next, I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit of some of my adventures from the recent weeks. Now, as mentioned, I have been spending an exorbitant amount of time on various waterways around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Lancaster County, York County, all over the place. And I share a lot of those adventures on my Instagram if you're interested. But I thought what might be interesting for YouTube is to, in the future, do a video of inspiration or just document some of these trips that I take, where I look for how nature can really inspire aquariums. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you're interested in. Maybe I'll create a new playlist and spend some time documenting more of these adventures for you. Now, I thought this was a really good example to share with you guys. This is on the Delaware River, and this is Vallisneria americana, or like your common jungle val, I believe, just growing in these enormous, enormous mats all throughout the sides of this river. And I find it to be really fascinating. Things like seeing how these plants grow in nature, as well as the jumbles of rock, how the rocks interact with wood and fallen logs, and just how the fish and everything look, I find to be extremely fascinating, extremely soothing, and very inspiring. It's something that I just feel really lucky to have been able to spend time doing the past few months during quarantine. And I would love to share more of it with you guys if you're interested. So again, let me know. There's a lot of opportunities with these adventures to share some really cool emergent growth plants, as well as the underwater plants, and just the absolute beauty that is our surroundings.
I just couldn't be happier spending so much time on the water, and I would like to share it with you guys. But again, I'm not sure that it is necessarily appropriate for a fish channel, but it is definitely something that has been consuming a vast amount of my time and energy. As always, thank you guys so much for the continued support, both here on Instagram, through email. I am not shipping. I don't plan on shipping anytime soon. I am taking COVID extremely seriously, and we're just going to have to wait until the world is in a better place for me to resume those things. If you do have any ideas of content that you'd like to see, please let me know down in the comments, and I hope to have another video out on my second plant channel as well sometime soon about begonias and utilizing top dressings in order to manage the hydration of our soil, so stay tuned for that. As always, I hope everyone is staying healthy and staying well.